She a boss, she don't be right. And I wear the pants, she don't decide. Those all about your ass, she don't hear it. Bad bitch, you see it.
She was great. She was a great mom. She was a great person.
Rosemary Dickerson's eyes fill with tears as she remembers her daughter, 27-year-old Infiny Edwards, whose body was found in this parking lot in southeast Columbus.
This is the story of Infiny Edwards, a vibrant 27-year-old mother who spent her days caring for her family and managing a food cart to support them. On December 10, 2020, she left her home in Columbus, Ohio, for an evening out with friends. An ordinary night that would turn into an unimaginable tragedy. She never returned, and just 4 days later, her lifeless body was found in the trunk of her green Chevrolet Avalanche in a parking lot behind an apartment complex. As the investigation unfolded, chilling clues emerged. Her last known location, her unanswered phone calls, and a mysterious figure captured on security footage leaving her vehicle in the early hours of the morning. Who was this person, and what was their connection to Infiny? Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Columbus, Ohio. Columbus is the largest city in Ohio and offers a dynamic cultural landscape with a mix of urban life and tranquil green spaces. Yet, even in such a bustling city, the tragic death of Infiny Edwards has cast a long shadow over her community and loved ones. Infiny Edwards was a 27-year-old mother, daughter, wife and friend of many. Infiny was known for her vibrant spirit and unshakable dedication to her family. She was a mother to 3 children, aged 2, 3, and 10, whom she loved deeply. Together with her husband, she worked tirelessly to provide a good life for her family. Infiny was the kind of mother who found joy in every small moment with her children, always striving to make their lives better. Infiny was also a hard-working entrepreneur. She ran a food cart, a business she built from the ground up, pouring her energy and passion into every day of work. Her mother, Rosemary Dickerson, shared that Infiny's drive and optimism grew stronger with every passing year, especially as she took on the responsibilities of raising her children. Her family and friends remember her as a resilient, ambitious and caring woman with a warm heart and a bright smile. She had a close bond with her mother, with whom she shared a mutual support system and spent time regularly. She was a loving daughter, a supportive friend, and a respected business owner, a person who left a lasting impression on everyone she met. Despite her loving family and the routine of her daily life, no one knew that a tragic and unforeseen event was about to shatter the stability and joy that Infiny Edwards had built for herself and her children. On December 10, 2020, Infiny Edwards spent the day with her mother, Rosemary Dickerson. They ran errands together before Infiny left home that evening at around 7:50 p.m. to attend a weekly ladies' night with friends. She promised her husband, who stayed home with their children, that she'd return afterward. Later that night, Infiny reportedly left a friend's house at about 2:30 a.m. on December 11th, intending to return home. Despite multiple calls and texts from her husband and family, all attempts to reach Infiny went unanswered, prompting her husband to file a missing persons report on December 12, 2020. Infiny's last known location was captured on security footage when her green Chevrolet Avalanche pulled into a parking lot at an apartment complex on Winslow Drive in southeast Columbus around 5:30 a.m. on December 11th. The video showed a heavier-set man sitting in Infiny's vehicle for nearly an hour before exiting and walking away, obscuring his face with a white towel. The man's actions raised suspicions, as detectives believe he may have been attempting to clean the vehicle or conceal evidence. On December 14, 2020, 4 days after she was last seen, Columbus police located Infiny's vehicle at approximately 2 p.m. in the same parking lot on Winslow Drive. Inside the trunk, they found her body. Tragically, Infiny had been stabbed multiple times, 3 wounds to the left side of her chest and 2 to her face, suggesting an act of extreme violence. Her death marked the 158th homicide in Columbus for the year, and police classified it as a murder. Rosemary Dickerson was devastated by her daughter's tragic end. She recounted the horrifying moments upon arriving at the scene, where her daughter's vehicle was surrounded by police tape. Describing the scene as heart-wrenching, she expressed frustration at not being allowed to approach her daughter's car and was troubled that her daughter's body had not been respectfully removed from the vehicle before it was towed away.
She was great. She was a great mom. She was a great person.
Rosemary Dickerson's eyes fill with tears as she remembers her daughter, 27-year-old Infiny Edwards, whose body was found in this parking lot in southeast Columbus. the city's 159th homicide of 2020.
She didn't deserve this, to be left out in the parking lot like trash.
Police found the young mom's body in her car, parked here in this parking lot by this apartment complex not far from Alum Creek Drive, 4 days after she was last seen. The mother of three was discovered in this lot December 14th. 3 weeks later, Rosemary says she still waits to hear from police about her daughter's death.
I just really needed to know what was going on. It was really hard. I still have a lot of questions.
So ABC6 contacted Columbus police to get answers for this grieving family.
I greatly appreciate it. They called me almost immediately after I contacted you.
Rosemary tells us police apologized for not getting back to her, saying the lead detective assigned to the case has been out with COVID-19. Rosemary says she was also told work was being done to solve her daughter's homicide, and detectives could be close to identifying a possible suspect. A phone call this grieving mom now says gives her hope she'll see justice for her daughter.
It was refreshing. It was refreshing because I felt like somebody got away with murdering my daughter. And I couldn't live with that.
Rosemary and the Columbus community rallied to bring attention to Infany's case, with family members and friends actively posting on social media and organizing local searches in hopes of finding her. Despite this and the security footage showing a potential person of interest, no arrests were made. While Rosemary believed she recognized the man's build from the footage, the police have not publicly identified any suspects, and no one has been charged in connection to the crime. The Columbus Division of Police, amid increasing crime rates, launched a Victims and Witnesses Services unit shortly after Infany's death. The unit, led by Officer Brian Newsome, aims to bridge the gap between victims and support resources. The unit provided Rosemary and her family with informational packets detailing services, legal resources, and victim rights to help them cope and stay informed throughout the investigation. Rosemary found comfort in knowing that police were still thinking of her family and Infany. Nearly a year after Infany's death, Central Ohio Crime Stoppers offered a cash reward for information leading to an arrest. Her family and friends continue to seek answers, holding vigils and hoping for any new leads that could bring justice. Rosemary's statements reflect a profound impact on her life. She expressed fear for her safety and that of her grandchildren, remaining wary in public places, haunted by the trauma of losing her daughter so violently. The case of Infhone Edwards remains unsolved, with her family actively advocating for justice and closure. Despite the ongoing investigation, her mother and the community await answers, hoping for the day they can see the person responsible for Infany's murder brought to justice. The tragic death of Infhone Edwards is a heartbreaking reminder of how violence can shatter families and communities, leaving lives forever altered. This should never have happened to a loving mother of three who was simply out for an evening with friends. Such a senseless act of violence has left a void in the lives of her family and friends, highlighting the urgent need for justice and support for victims of violent crime and their families. My condolences to Infhony's friends and family. May you continue to heal and one day find peace. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.